What's up, everyone? And so many people right now are starting to become sick. Yes, as we enter into cold and flu season, we are starting to see an uptick in the number of cases that people are reporting sickness. Now, the first thing everyone's gonna think of is this COVID or is it not? And to be honest, there's really no one gold standard to say this is COVID or this is not, because so many of the symptoms actually mimic COVID, and so many of the symptoms of COVID actually mimic the cold and flu. So here's what you can do. Obviously, go get tested, maintain an accurate record of your temperature, and then if you're not feeling good, of course, go in and have yourself tested for COVID. But for today, I want to talk to you guys about some things that you can do to boost your immune system, whether you have the common cold or flu, or it is actually COVID as well. So anytime that I have a patient come into my practice, these are some of the basic things that I talk to them about, and I want to share that with you as well. So when we talk about natural remedies or natural supplements, the first thing that I always preface it is by saying this, is that you should get as much of your nutrients from the actual foods that you eat and only use supplements to do exactly that, to supplement. So when a person's body is starting to fight off a flu or a cold, there are certain elements, certain vitamins, certain properties in the body that are going to be taxed or to be used more to help boost your immune system. So today, guys, I want to give you guys what some of those things are so you can start preparing your body if you're watching this, whether it be in November or February, to help your body fight. So the first thing that I always tell people is increase the amount of water that you're drinking. You know, our body flushes things through using water in our lymph system. The more water you have, the more hydration that you have, the faster your body can help filter things through. So if you're not already, drink at least 1 ounce per body pound. Let me say that again. You want to drink 1 ounce of water per body pound of weight that you have. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking a minimum of 200 ounces of water a day. Yes, it'll seem like a lot, especially if you're a person that does not consume a lot of water. Also, anytime that you consume things like coffee or green tea or soda, those actually deplete the hydration of the body. So if you drink a 12-ounce soda, you should add 12 more ounces of water to your total count. Second, it's one that we think about all the time, is vitamin C. The question is, how much vitamin C should I be taking? And the answer is when your body is under acute stress from infection or an invader, you need to be taking 1 gram of vitamin C per hour up until what they call bowel tolerance, or until you start feeling like you have a runny stool or a light sort of diarrhea, so to speak. And the reason is because vitamin C is basically like the bullets for the gun that your white blood cells go out and try to attack invaders. And your body is actively seeking forms of vitamin C to go out and to shoot these things and to envelop and kill them. And if your body doesn't have it, then unfortunately the invaders begin to spread, or the viruses begin to spread. So 1 gram, yes, that's a lot, 1 whole gram. Usually people will take anywhere between 6 and 8 grams over the course of a day, because that's kind of number one, how much they're awake. But also it helps to really dose the body with that. So increase the amount of vitamin C. Also, guys, for those people that say, well, I take vitamin or I take emergency is only 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram. So you'd be needing to take an emergency every single hour. A lot of patients ask me about that. The next thing I always talk about is probiotics. You know, there are a lot of studies showing that over 60% of your entire immune system is actually found down in your gut. And if your body is not able to process food appropriately and break down food appropriately, then it can't utilize those nutrients. So if you're not taking a probiotic right now, add a probiotic. There's all kinds of different forms out there. Personally, I take a probiotic that has about 50 billion different probiotics inside each and every little capsule. I think I use Garden of Life. I'll put a link below, or it's 50 or 90, I'm trying to remember which one it is right now. That is a great probiotic. I also like live culture probiotics. They seem to be uptick into the immune system a little bit better than a different type of non-cultured probiotic as well. Third thing, guys, increase your vitamin D. This has been probably the biggest eye-opening thing that has been discovered here in 2020 is the amount of vitamin D that a person should be taking. Matter of fact, we test all kinds of patients in our practice, and I will tell you that over 90% of them are vitamin D deficient. And I'm actually a little bit surprised about that because we live in a very mild temperate environment here on the central coast of California. I mean, I would tell you that we probably have over 300 sunny days a year. Our temperature doesn't fluctuate a lot. We're kind of always between like 60 and 75 degrees. It's like, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful places in the world to live. So that would naturally mean that we're outdoor more, we're exercising more. We're not living in Minnesota or Wisconsin or, living somewhere on the other side of the continents where, you're at a lower temperature where you're constantly, having snow and things like that where you're staying indoors. So what I'm finding is that as the days shorten and the light outside shortens, our vitamin D exposure also decreases. Matter of fact, there is a lot of people that talk about the reason we actually have cold and flu season is because the human body has a deficiency in vitamin D, and that actually perpetuates the growth of viruses, the darkness in the body, and our body cannot process and handle some of the viruses and colds that come into. So increase your vitamin D. How much, Beau, should I be taking? That's another question. I believe when your body is under acute stress, meaning if you're starting to feel sick, just mega dose yourself 20 to 25,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. I typically put my patients on that for about a 7 to 10 day cycle. Then we go to 10,000 for another 7 to 10 days, and then I maintain my dosage at 5,000 IUs a day. Now again, that is higher than normal FDA recommendations, but again, the more research that I read, besides just cold and flu, vitamin D is actually becoming, in my opinion, like the super vitamin for 2020 and it looks like to be for the next few years. So quick recap so far. 1 gram of vitamin C per hour until bowel tolerance. Number 2, increase your vitamin D. Number 3, increase the amount of water that you're consuming. Number 4, the best form of vitamin D is sunlight. So get outside. Even if you feel like absolute trash, get in your backyard, get on your patio, your deck, wherever you are, your balcony. Take your shirt off, expose your body to the sun. This is the best form of vitamin D, and you need about 20 to 30 minutes of it to allow your body to actually absorb the sun and convert that to a vitamin D. Also, guys, check out how much you're sleeping. Your body needs rest to fight. When you're awake, your body's using processes, but when you sleep, your body actually has the ability to recover. So make sure that you're sleeping adequately enough, minimum of 6 to 8 hours a day. All right, I want to kind of talk about a couple of other what I would term fringe supplements that people often ask me about. So let's kind of go into those. I wrote a few of them down here for you guys. So the first one is elderberry. Elderberry has been a long time natural remedy. It's a berry, as I can say, an elderberry. And there are now studies showing that if you start to feel bad, and consuming elderberry within the first 48 hours of a sickness has actually been shown to shorten the length of that cold by up to 4 days. So definitely, if you're not feeling really great, grab yourself some elderberry, even some gummies, chew on them. A lot of zinc lozenges actually have now elderberry in them as well. Next one, bone broth. This goes right back to what my talk was about the gut, about probiotics, about 60% of your immune system lives in your actual gut. So make sure that you're taking good care of your gut, and bone broth is an amazing way to do that. It's kind of one of those things where they talk about why chicken soup, where you say the old school days when mom would make me chicken soup to help me get over my cold. That's why, because in the chicken soup broth is actually bone broth from chicken. So bone broth is another great one. Ginger has also been shown to help increase your immune system. And then lastly, zinc. Zinc is now a big one, especially in the world of COVID right now. They're showing that zinc helps to boost the immune function as well. All right, guys, I don't know where you're at in the world, what time of the year that you're watching this. It's the beginning of November 2020 right now. Our world is very, very crazy. It's very, very loony, to be honest with you. And as we enter into cold and flu season, like I said, we're gonna be seeing a lot of people that become sick. Matter of fact, they use this term called the twindemic, which they're now consuming and saying that, hey, look, there's cold and flu and there's also COVID over here. And all I can tell you guys is this: do everything that you can to strengthen your body. If you're not feeling sick right now, make sure you're getting out and exercising. Make sure you're eating a mostly plant-based diet. Decrease the amount of sugar that you're intaking every day. Be grateful, meditate, pray. Guys, this is a holistic thing. We are holistic beings. And the best way that we can support ourselves is to strengthen ourselves. It really does come down to the strength of the virus or the cold or the flu or whatever, COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID-2021, versus you, the strength of the host. So do everything that you can to build up your strength, so when your body encounters any of this, and I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna encounter probably all of this, but if your host is stronger, you will overcome. All right, guys, be safe, be amazing, have a great one. If you have questions, please ask them down below in the comments. As always, I jump in there and ask them for you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.